All right, everybody. Jason Sloan here, live with Furtado Law Solutions, and we're here with Kevin and Jesse from Rooflink. How are you guys doing?
Doing great, man. How's your day
Great.
going?
Doing good. Weather's good. It's getting a little chilly at night, but it's still staying around 80 during the day, so can't complain. 40 something at night and 80 during the day, so you can still hit the pool. So
Nice.
Nice.
always nice. Yeah. What about you guys? How's the weather over there?
It's been really good. Been good.
Still roofing. Still
yeah.
roofing. Hadn't cooled down yet. Here in Austin, so we'll be going for another month or two.
Okay, great. All right, so let's get to it. You guys want to tell us about your background, personal and business?
Go ahead, Kevin.
Yeah. So, been in the roofing business for a handful of years now, and met up with Jake Bryden. Jesse and I have both been friends with Jake for a number of years, and he's kind of the main force behind Rooflink and Heritage Construction, the two companies that we run, and been partnered up with him for quite some time, and just you know built Rooflink basically to run Heritage Construction, our roofing company, and have been really successful with both. Rooflink has really taken off. It's been a really great addition to our business.
Great. So, what about you, Jesse?
I've been in the roofing business since 2010. I had exited the military, just planning on going to school, and had a friend get me into it, and never looked back. In 2012, I started my own roofing company, and still own my own roofing company, still own and operate it. Came onto the Rooflink team in the very beginning of 2020, so almost 2 years ago, when we took the product public, essentially. The product had been being built over the course of about 5-6 years, and part of that time was building it out and developing it for to market to other roofers. So once we figured out what we had and realized how much it was going to cost to keep it going, we figured the only way we could afford it is to share it with other roofing companies. So it's been a hit. People really like it. People really like the abilities that we offer, and the different capabilities that you can't find anywhere else. So
Exactly. Yeah,
it's good stuff.
like I was telling you guys earlier, when Kevin showed me the demo, a lot of the extra features that you pay for is you guys have included. That's why I said, hey, it's the roofing CRM on steroids. It's got
Right. We
you
we get
know
a lot. We get a lot of people coming to us and saying the very same thing you just said, Jason. They're tired of being nickel and dimed, and they're tired of all the add-ons. And so we take all the tools that you need to run your business, and we offer them in one package and one low monthly cost.
yeah. And when the majority of the CRMs, you're basically paying the same amount as what they're paying you guys. You
Oh,
know,
for sure.
it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, and most companies that come over see a drastic increase in what they're paying per user. Most of the time, more than half when they total up the 3, 4, 5, even I've seen as many as 7 different parts that they're paying for to integrate all together in order to almost do what we do in one CRM.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. So, um, and then where did you guys grow up?
I grew up in the Panhandle of Texas, in Amarillo, Texas. I moved to Austin in 2000 and have been here ever since. I live in Lago Vista, Texas now, kind of on the North Shore of Lake Travis, and
Okay.
spent a lot of time out on the lake and enjoying the sun.
I grew up in right south of Fort Worth, Texas, in the south of the DFW Metroplex in Burleson, and spent a little bit of time in the military out in San Diego, and ended up settling in North Austin area in 2010.
Okay. Cool. And then what do you guys do when you're not working? obviously you guys are running multiple businesses, so you probably don't have a lot of free time.
No.
But maybe you're like me. When you go to shows, you take a day or two extra, either on the front or back, to go.
No, that's exactly what we
do. We do.
That's exactly what we do. So yeah, not too much extra time, but I also have a small farm and I have cattle. And so when I'm not working in Rooflink or my roofing company, that's where I'm at, building fences, dealing with cattle, all that kind of good stuff.
Jesse likes to spend his free time doing more work. I like to spend mine on a boat, drinking some beers, and hanging out on the water. So,
all right, that's
there
good.
You go.
That's good. Fishing, or what else are you doing on that boat?
Not a lot of fishing. No,
you should see the videos, but we probably can't show them here on Facebook Live.
Imagine a Girls Gone Wild video, but with old guys.
Oh, no. I don't know if I want to see that. I don't know if anybody really wants to.
No, probably not.
Yeah, the college guys that are,
we just never grew
out
up.
of college type of thing. Okay, gotcha.
Exactly.
Still up to all the hijinks and everything.
Pretty much.
Okay, all right, I got you. All right, so you guys got a demo for us, right?
Kevin, you want to hit the high level?
Can you guys see my screen okay?
Yep, we can see it.
Good deal. Yeah, I thought we'd just go over, some of the highlights. Anybody who see, watches in and wants to get a little more in-depth view, feel free to contact us, and we can definitely get you set up with your own live demo. But Rooflink is essentially set up to be everything you need to run your entire roofing business, all built on this one platform. So very little need for add-ons and nickel and dime integrations. It's all built on this one platform. Everything is automated, so you can run your entire business. And the goal of Rooflink, as we built this out, was for companies to be able to do more revenue with less overhead. And that's been the goal the whole time. And we're really seeing companies have a lot of success with that. This is kind of the dashboard homepage here. You can always get to it by clicking on the Rooflink logo. It takes you back to this dashboard page. It keeps it easy to navigate the system really well. And basically everything you're seeing here, these dashboard widgets are basically rolling reports. And so you can use this to measure anything that's going on in your business. It all updates real time, and it's all 100% customizable. So we can set this thing up to measure just about anything you can imagine that you want going on in your business. That's one of the really cool things about Rooflink is we can really dial this in to match the way you need it to work for your company and automate your process so you can, again, do more with less is the goal. So you can measure things like, what is your sales team doing? Real time, you can see what's going on with them. You can see what's going on the accounting side, what's been paid for, what hasn't been paid for, where's your AR, different things like that. And then the production side is where you really see a lot of the benefits, because we can really dial in your workflow management and make this a very clean and smooth process. I got to apologize. Our internet has been really slow this afternoon. So a lot of circles I've noticed today. So I apologize for that. But your workflow management can be set up to where we can really fine tune this and dial it into where you can run a really efficient process. For example, if you've got a sales rep that has a contract that gets signed and he submits that for approval, it's automatically going to go into your work not approved widget. And then whoever's monitoring this doesn't need a phone call or anything. They're automatically going to see that number's gone up. And then it's all interactive. And so right from the dashboard, they can dive right into these job pages and look at these jobs and go right into them. Once they get approved, it would basically jump from this work not approved to the work not scheduled bucket. And things are designed to where it'll flow basically from one to the next. So really keeps the trains moving on time, keeps all your workflow moving steadily, keeps things from slipping through the cracks. It's a really slick process. And Jesse is really good about getting all this set up to where your company, we just fine tune this to where it just fits your company like a glove. You got your prospects list up here. You got your jobs list, all your calendar features. and then all the mapping features that are built in here. We've got some really cool features built. So we can look at sales mapping and some of the features that we got built in here. Like I said, everything's built on this one platform, so there's not a need for a lot of integrations. Jason, I think you said it's like a CRM on steroids, right? So this is kind of your sales mapping here, and this is similar to some of the other sales mapping that's out there. You got your outcomes that are all color coordinated. So from a management perspective, you can see really quickly if your sales reps are having success in a neighborhood or not based on the outcomes they're putting on a map. If they're getting a lot of greens, blues, and purples on here, you're doing really well. I can zoom this out a little bit, and then this is also our weather mapping as well. So I can come out here, turn on my weather mapping features, select my criteria in my timeline. You can look at current weather, and you can go back and look at historical weather all the way back to 3 to 5 years old. But you select your criteria. Anything that matches that is going to pop up on the map. While storms are happening, you're going to get real-time alerts for your area on your phone through your email, so you can then come in here and look at these. But let's say you've got this 2-inch hail here. You can scroll over it. It's going to give you the date. You can click on it and then get further details from it. And I can actually go and look at the radar imagery from when these hail hits are reported, and then I can adjust my timeline and watch this storm as it moves across my area, then out the radar, and then zoom in and go look at what kind of residences we've got back behind there, and then make assignments for our guys as these storms are happening. And so I can come in here, assign these areas to my guys. It's going to push a notification to them that they've got a new area assigned to them, and they know exactly where to go when they hit the ground running in the morning. So they don't waste a lot of time scouting areas and things like that. Once they get into an area, once they get into one of these areas, it's really helpful for the sales guys. We've tried to make it easy for them as well. That was one of the other major goals with Rooflink. One was to make it easy on the production side, easy for the office staff and everything to keep track of what's going on, but also easy for sales reps. So they would want to use this versus whatever they're using now. So anytime they're on the mobile device, it's going to GPS locate them in front of these houses when they go to knock in a neighborhood or anything like that. All they have to do is click on the house. The homeowner's information automatically pops up, and it's one-click lead creation to get them into the system. And these are all customizable. So all these outcomes can match what you want to call these outcomes in your company. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel and change up a bunch of the information to match what we've got in here. It's all customizable. You can call it what you want. But on any of these, let's say we get to one of these houses and the homeowner wants an estimate or wants an inspection done, we can come in here and say, yeah, we're going to do that. The only information you really have to put into the system is email and cell phone. Everything else is already provided. So it's a lot less data entry for that sales rep when he's putting that into the system. From here, one click, my job page is going to be created, and we're basically off to the races from here. Your sales reps can essentially, there goes my slow internet again. Sorry about that.
Let me ask you a question while your internet's catching up. How often is the data updated due to the fact that right now we're in a selling whirlwind across most of the major metropolises? That's obviously you got Mrs. Jones that's lived in her house for 50 years, but then you got the next door neighbor that the house has changed hands 10 times the last 5 years. So
very rarely you'll run into that. We do see it sometimes, but very rarely you're going to run into something like that. As soon as it hits the appraisal district, it's really the lag between it getting recorded in the appraisal district and it actually selling that you may hit it and have some inaccurate info. But once it hits the appraisal district, it's uploaded in our system.
Okay.
We pull it from the CAD and some other public data sources.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so from here, Jason, we can basically now start following our prospects checklist. And this is all 100% customizable. So we can set this up to match a company's workflow. So, they can have this dialed into the way they do business. But, you can do things like, say you've got canvassers that are going out ahead and scheduling inspections. You can have that put right into the system here and added straight to the calendar. And the cool thing about it is anywhere in this process where you do something like schedule an inspection, you can have email and text message templates built in here that automatically go out to the homeowner and inform them on what's coming up next, or whatever the message you want to send to that homeowner. You can really control that as a business owner, and really keep track of exactly what's being said and making sure that your customers are being well communicated with. You can do things like send this welcome email when you first make contact with them, and have things like some information about your company, links to your reviews, different things like that. From here, your reps can do other things like add photos straight to the job page. They can come in here, tag them as damaged. They can name them. They can upload as many photos as they want straight in here. Or what I really like is you can have them follow one of these inspection reports. So this is really helpful when you have especially new sales reps and you want to make sure they're not forgetting anything when they're doing their inspections. You can come in here and you can customize one of these inspection reports. And from our mobile app, this is a really slick feature, because they can come in here, they'll basically just type out their description, snap away their photos, hit next, and then move all the way through this thing. You can make sure they're not missing anything. It's going to generate a really nice PDF that you can then even have them submit for approval. So you can double check their work and make sure nothing's being missed as this whole thing is happening. From here, there's a bunch of things we can do. If it's an insurance job, you can get your homeowner's claim information in here, as much as you can gather, policy information, pretty much as much information as you can gather, you can get that in here. And the cool thing about Rooflink is because everything is built on this one platform, there's no redundant data entry. So once you've entered this claim number in the policy number and different things like that, you never have to type that information again. So if it's needed on an invoice or anywhere that might be needed on a contract or an invoice, anything like that, all that information is going to autofill. You can do things like schedule your adjuster meeting, get that on the calendar. It's going to send you reminders. It can be on your dashboard under today's and tomorrow's events for your reps, so you can make sure that they're not missing anything. From here, we'd probably go ahead and measure this roof and get ready to get an estimate together for this homeowner. So we can go ahead and do that. And, typically our sales guys, they're doing this from their cell phone in the driveway. Isn't that typically how you do this, Jesse?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and hit that eyeball. Let's go ahead and get the pitch on it, or get a good idea of that pitch from that street view. There you go. So we got a little steep to that, maybe a little bit of 912 on the front of that house. Looks like about 612 on the front and back. So 712 average on it.
So I'm basically going to trace around this roof, and I'm not going to spend a whole bunch of time on it. I mean, but if we were doing this for real, you can walk around this property if you've got, a little area that's a little hard to tell exactly what's going on, things like that. But for the most part, we spend quite a bit of time with our guys training on this, making sure that they can really dial this in and get a good accurate measurement. So, typically we'll sit them down with a stack of Eagle Views and just have them practice until they can really get this dialed in. The goal is really to be within a square of Eagle View or Sky Measure or one of those, one of the other companies out there, and just really get that dialed in. We're going to label the building. You can do multiples. We'll put in that average pitch. We're going to select our waste. And from there, it's going to give us our square count right away. So advantages to this is you're going to have your numbers and your results right then. You don't have to wait on those results to come back to you. Now you're going to just spend a little bit of time clicking in hips and ridges, all that good stuff, valleys. Takes a little bit of practice to get good at it, but it doesn't take it too long. And before you know it, you've got all this built out. You can measure for gutters. Anywhere you got gutters, you can measure for those. You can drop in your downspouts wherever you've got those on here. So you can then send this diagram to your gutter guy if you need to make sure that there's no discrepancies there. You would add in any kind of ventilation you have, lead pipes, whatever you got going on. There's a million different things you can do from here. Additional eaves, rakes, measure for ridge vent, second story squares, the area tool. Jesse, you want to talk about the area tool a little bit?
Yeah, so you see that we've got some measurement tools across the top, such as ridge, hips, valleys, gutters. If you don't have a measurement tool for some item, you can use either the line tool or the square tool. So if you want to add some head wall flashing in, and head wall flashings in your library, you can go select the line tool, select that head wall flashing. If there's a pitch associated with it, you can select a pitch. Or if you're going down the rake of the roof, you can select the pitch, and you can add different products to your roof layout. So that's really what we're doing. In a moment, we're going to apply a template, and that template's got products programmed to each one of these tools, whether it be the ridge, whether it be valleys, ice and water shield in your valleys, starter and drip edge around your rakes and eaves and so on. So we're going to apply a template in a moment. And as soon as Kevin applies this template, it's going to give us an estimate, a material order, and a work order. And so that's one of the big goals, or one of the big things that Rooflink does that a lot of these other CRMs don't. We're kind of re-engineering this process. So we're going into it knowing our cost. Okay. So we're going into it knowing how much we're going to spend on materials, knowing how much we're going to spend on labor, knowing how much we're going to spend on permits and these different items. So when we create this estimate, it's going to create at a predetermined, essentially price per square. Now we can override that price per square if it's an insurance job with an RCV amount, right? And we can go ahead and hit that refresh, and then we can customize that estimate and move that price up or down and know exactly how much we're making. So go ahead and click into that estimate right quick for me, Kevin.
What do we want, the estimate?
Yeah, let's go take a look at the estimate. And so right here on this estimate, there's some additional information behind this line item as far as the scope of work, but I'm having a little bit of a hard time reading the screen. What's that profit margin look like, Kevin?
4,300, 4327.
What's the percentage?
37%.
37%. So this one came in at 37%. This may be acceptable for like a cash job or something along those lines. If it's insurance, we're usually closer to 40 to 45% on margins. Personally, if I come across an insurance job that's any less than 40, I'm definitely digging deep for supplements and looking for areas that I can supplement, because I don't think insurance is paid enough. So it's applicable to both insurance and retail. Back to the products, we can build any product into your product library, and you can drop any product in on that map. So, I've got customers that'll measure fences on that map, and it creates fencing work orders, and it adds fencing to the estimate. It's whatever product you want to program, we can automate it and associate work orders with it, price per linear foot or something like that. So it's really capable. Go ahead, Kevin.
Yeah. So basically at this point, Jason, we've, from that roof takeout, we've now built out our material order, our work order, our estimate, and the majority of our contract is done too. This is set right now at these margins. If we wanted to come in and make this match insurance paperwork, it's easy to do that. We can come in here and, line all this up with what the insurance paperwork is reading. Let's say it's paying 11.5, and we've got, some depreciation in here. We'll get all that put in here if I could type. You can add upgrades, discounts, different things like that. And then we would do the same thing for the gutters. If you got bug screens, you could add those in here, different things like that. It's all built in here, and it all just adds as a line item. We'll then come up here to our contract preview. Anything we type in this section is going to show up on the contract. If you got a ding in the garage and you want that noted under existing damage, you see here under the deductible, our deductible carried over from when we filed that claim. We didn't have to come in and retype that. We could have a lifetime roof system in here and an upgrade and show the homeowner they're getting a good deal with a discount. We can have work not doing, like if we weren't doing these gutters, we can just click that off, and it'll calculate the ACV towards the deductible for you and do all the math. So here's my deductible, here's my work not doing, here's my remaining balance, my contract amount. I can put in my payments. We can have financing terms in here. I'm really blowing through this because I'm trying to show you as much as I can. So now
when you guys do a contract for your templates, do you guys have it set up for like a good, better, best? Like, okay, whether it's cash job or insurance, like, okay, you got a 3-tab roof. We're going to upgrade you to a laminate because 3 tabs aren't really around anymore, and it costs us the same basically. But
yes, you
you
can
want to go with
do.
an pack or do this, do that, you know?
Yeah, you can do insurance. You can do cash. There's all kinds of different templates in here as far as what we can do.
And
I'll
we
keep.
usually propose on the high side, and then we can always back down off that.
Yeah.
So always present with the additional options, and then if you need to back it down, you can.
I'm going to keep working it as if this was an insurance job, since that's kind of what we've been doing. But you can also do all kinds of retail work and retail templates in here as well, Jason. So I just saved that contract to my job docs. I can go over there now, and I've got a contract that's already ready for Rooflink signatures. So all of this is built in. It's all included in the program. You know, anywhere else, these are all going to be add-ons that you're going to get charged extra for. But because we've built everything you need on this one platform, this is all included. So I just sent that email. You know, now the homeowner is going to get that email that says they've got a document to sign, or you can hit sign now and they can sign it right there on your phone or iPad. And it's built out a pretty nice little contract for you. All your company info, your logo, your customer's info, description of the roof, totals, payment schedule, insurance contract worksheet, all the fine print that gets associated with all the insurance jobs, all ready for initials and signatures. Once it gets signed, it's going to show up on your prospects checklist, and you can see all the things that are checking off as we're going along here. But once it gets signed, it's going to show up here, you know, under here that you've got a signed contract. It's going to alert the sales rep. This is the point where he's typically going to submit this for approval, so he can get this thing moved into production. This is where it would show up on the dashboard under that work not approved. And now whoever's looking at these jobs can come in here, look at this and say, yeah, this job is clean. If something's missing, it's real easy. They can put in here exactly what's missing, submit it. It goes right back to the sales rep, so he knows what to do to get this thing approved. So, you know, just like everything else, we've tried to eliminate all the, you know, unnecessary phone calls and different things like that. It's all, you know, it's all handled right through the system here, and it's all made to be very, very simple. So now that that's been approved, your jobs checklist is going to pop up, and now we're basically into production now. And so we're going to work our way right through the production list as well. This is all customizable. You can have all kinds of email and text message templates built in here, just like you can over here. So things like when the job closes, if you want an email that goes out in 2 years that reminds the homeowner that it's time for their scheduled maintenance and to call and get that scheduled, you can have that built into the program, so nobody's got to keep track of that. From here, you can do all kinds of things like supplementing for your supplementing and getting your invoice together. You can order your materials.
Yeah, show them the material order.
Yeah, right through the system, you can come in here, place your order for your materials, and submit that. That's going to go straight to your supplier. It's going to update on your calendar. Everybody that needs to know that information is going to have it. Put on hold, reschedule, all that good stuff happens right here. Same thing for your crew. I can come in here, schedule my crew, select who's going to do the job, pick my dates, email crew, text crew, notify customer, submit. Everybody's going to be notified. It's going to jump to the calendar. It's going to update everybody that needs to know that information.
Show them the pre-built material order, Kevin.
Yeah.
Just want to show him from that template.
Yeah, so this is what it built out for us. But off of that template, we've got everything we need here to do this roof, right down to those lead pipe jacks I added.
Nice. And I assume you guys have QuickBooks integration?
We do, yeah. Jesse, you want to talk about that? You're more.
Yeah, I deal with the onboarding side of things, so I'm dealing with customers setting up that QuickBooks integration, and we're getting a lot of positive feedback. People that have seen I haven't seen other QuickBooks integrations with other CRMs, but the feedback that we're getting from our customers say we have the most versatile, friendly QuickBooks integration. As far as it going both ways, you can work it from the QuickBooks side that can update Rooflink, or you can work it from the Rooflink side and update QuickBooks. We have those milestones built in there. And so, for instance, when a project manager or a sales rep goes in and completes a work order, automatically in Rooflink, as soon as they complete that work order, it pops up on our accountant's dashboard, letting them know they have a work order ready to pay. And then it automatically goes over to QuickBooks and creates a bill pay. right? So, and then when the accountant either pays it in QuickBooks or in Rooflink, marking it paid, it automatically updates the other side. So it's that way all the way through the process. We're not dragging these jobs through the process anymore. We're not scrubbing lists. We're not looking at what we need to do next. We're building out dashboards that alert the users when they have something to do. So Kevin kind of glossed over that a little bit earlier about how clean the dashboards can be based on a user's responsibilities. So if it's your job just to order materials and pull permits, that's all you're going to see on your dashboard are those material orders that you need to take care of when a job's approved and those permits that you need to pull. And they're going to illuminate themselves on a dashboard widget and show you that you have work to do. As soon as you come in and complete your task, it goes away. And so that's how it's done throughout the whole system for each individual role in that process. So no more picking up the phone, trying to figure out where the job's at, what's going on. We are literally pushing this job through those processes a lot faster. And I get the benefit of going behind the curtain and looking at a lot of companies and the way that they're doing business. And I can't tell you how many companies are scrubbing through, even companies that have, some of the top CRMs that are out there. They're scrubbing through lists on a daily basis, just trying to figure out what needs to be done on that job next in order to get it to the next phase. Our customers aren't doing that. Our customers, as soon as one thing's happening, it's going on to the next guy. So it's really easy to identify bottlenecks in this process. And that's really what I consider myself, is a process engineer, going and lining out these processes and measuring these processes for these roofing companies.
All right. So you guys have tons of templates, customizable. So that's great for the sales side. You guys also have the mapping that's for canvassing, for sales, and also for the hail maps. So that's great. So that's great for the sales and the management overview. You have the signatures, which makes it easier. You guys, they can pre-built templates to be able to document, which for my end, for the supplements, that's a huge thing because
they can bring their own. They can bring their own in. If you got any document with a PDF, we have the ability to bring that in and drop data sources in it. So if you want the claim number in this blank, we can drop a data source into that blank, and or we provide a whole suite of documents that we allow our customers to use if they like.
All right. Any other big points that you
roof measuring? Of course, the roof measurement tool. The roof measurement tool is huge. Fully photo hosting, unlimited storage on all your photos. Fully integratable with Google, Outlook, Yahoo, like all the major email providers we're fully integrated with. So calendars are integrated, emails integrated, SMS is included, just everything that a company would need all in one place.
I do have one question. So with the calendar thing, so say you got 10 sales guys, right? And Mrs. Smith wants an appointment at 5:30 p.m. Is it going to automatically schedule whoever's available, or
we show availability? We show those. You can take a look at the calendar, and it's by color. And so it's really simple, especially once you're in it for a little while. You can see items by color. Are you in region or are you in by color? I think it's hard for me to see. It's a little bit minimized, but each individual user is a color. And once you're operating in a little while, I can tell you all my coworkers in the office, I can tell you their colors, because you get used to it. You can identify it at a glance. You can schedule other people to do items. We've got to-do lists. We got task lists that you can rate urgent, and you can put those items on people's calendars and they have to clear those items. So if a company 0 to 50 million has thought about it and wanted it, we've either built it for our own company or we built it for our clients' companies. And that's where our largest clients in excess of 50 million this year. And of course, our smallest clients are, one-man bands. So we serve everybody all the way in between.
we need to up the calendar to like Calendly, where where you say, okay, who's available? You just click, That's the next step.
we talked about it. We talked about it on Kevin's demo schedule, but I'm getting a little pushback from him, so we'll see.
We've about got it set up at this point. It's pretty cool. No, but Jason, there's so much more on here, man. We're just scratching the surface, really, of what the capabilities of this system are. It's pretty incredible.
Any widget you want, we build it. You can build it with a custom report and put it on your dashboard. I mean, just any data point that you can imagine.
All kinds of reporting.
We can create it and put it on your dashboard, then measure it and attach any type of automated emails or SMSs to it.
All right. So if you guys want to get a hold of these guys and get more info, obviously you can go to their Facebook, but the best way is to go to their website, roof.link, or to text them at 512-417-2155. Again, that's 512-417-2155. And as far as if you guys need supplements or estimates done, I have my corporate number set up as far as texting finally. It only took 6 months to get 3CX all fixed. So that's 720-702-1938. Again, that's 720-702-1938. And email is jason@furtadolaw.solutions. You guys have any closing comments?
Hey, really appreciate you having us on, Jason.
Yeah. All right.
Man, this has been fun.
All right. Sounds great. You guys have a great one.